Assalamualaikum, my name is Harper and welcome to a brand new video. Welcome to 2025. In today's video, as you can already tell from the title, I would like to do some book recommendations, and these are critical single volume Bible commentaries, meaning they have the entire books of the Bible in just a single volume. Now this is a very good resource. The difference between a single volume Bible commentary as compared to the single book commentaries of the New Testament or the Old Testament is that one of the good things and one of the bad things. One of the good things is that it gives you a very thoroughly summarized introduction and commentary of the book. Whereas if you refer to like Yale Anchor Bible Commentary, the Hermeneia Bible Commentary, the New Abingdon Bible Commentary, they go in depth into some of the details, into some of the passages. They actually go in depth. And so if you do not have the time, or if you are someone that is not really taking the academic route, you just want to know what this verse really means instead of having to go through the weeds, so on and so forth, then the single volume Bible commentary is the resource which you need to expose yourself to. And so we will begin with the Jerome Biblical Commentary for the 21st century. This is the latest version. I have the previous edition. And so there's no need for me to actually show you both, but this is the versions that I'm actually recommending, because this is actually much closer to our modern day, which is why it says it is the 21st century. Now, the Jerome Biblical Commentary is a Catholic production, okay, meaning it is produced and interpreted from a Catholic perspective, point of view, so to speak. Okay. But nevertheless, the discussions in here are all critical, so the Protestants will find this useful as well, especially if you want to read the Bible or understand the Bible from a critical standpoint. And so non-devotional critical perspective. Yeah, but I'm not saying that this is written from a non-devotional perspective, but it is definitely not like your hardcore evangelical Bible thumpers kind of approach. Okay, for example, if you look at the Believer's Bible Commentary, as well as the Tony Evans Bible Commentary, or the MacArthur Bible Commentary, if you read the passage, okay, for example, the author of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, these evangelical Bible commentaries, they will really hardcore argue that that Matthew wrote Matthew, that John wrote John. Okay? But for commentaries such as this, the critical Bible commentary, it is much more true to historical reality, because we do not know actually who wrote the Gospels, and this is actually admitted by the author. Okay, in all of these commentaries, the Gospel remains anonymous, because there's just no evidence to say that Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, the historical Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, actually wrote the Gospels. Okay. And so this is the first one, the Jerome Biblical Commentary for the 21st century. Next, we move on to also a Catholic kind of approach, and that is the Paulist Bible Commentary. Okay, it comes in a box, okay, a shell box, okay, made of cardboard. Okay, the Paulist Biblical Commentary. Okay, and this is published by Paulist Press. This one is published, the Jerome Biblical Commentary is published by T&T Clark. Okay. Now this one, it's slightly more leaning towards the believer's approach, devotional approach, okay, as compared to the Jerome biblical commentary. Okay, based of what I've read, this Paul's biblical commentary, it is still a critical commentary. Okay, Matthew don't write Matthew, Mark don't write Mark, but it is leading more towards a devotional, evangelical, Catholic perspective. Okay, but the discussion here is still critical, and so you will not get the false analogy that is often found in the evangelical biblical commentary, okay, whereby, for example, we do not have any evidence as to who wrote the book of Hebrews. It was attributed to Paul, but even early scholars, early church fathers, they do not believe that Paul actually wrote Hebrew. Right? But what you'll find in the evangelical Bible commentary is that the author will argue for Paul being the authorship for Hebrews. Yeah? But even though this is leaning towards that, but this is not as that. Okay, so the Paul's biblical commentary. Now, at the end of this video, I'll give you which are the commentary that is my go-to, is my favorite. Okay, but it is actually incorrect to actually put it in a way whereby this biblical commentary is much better than this biblical commentary. Okay, pretty much they're the same, right? And so to say that one Bible commentary is much better than the other, it's not really an ideal way to look at all these commentaries, because the purpose of me having all these commentaries is because they supplement each other, right? For example, if I only have Jerome, that means I'll only be exposed to the kind of scholarship, okay, that is found from the authors of this Jerome biblical commentary, the commentators. But it is good to expose yourself with different commentaries so that you get more knowledge, and whatever you read, for example, if you are followers of John J. Collins, for example, you would love his work. No doubt he's a brilliant scholar. Okay, but there's only limited amount of knowledge that he has, and so you need to supplement it with a different scholar articles or commentaries, and that is how you actually expand your knowledge. So it is not advisable to just stick to one volume Bible commentary. You need to expand your horizon, and you need to also explore the evangelical commentaries, and then weigh the evidence for yourself, which one is much more convincing, and which one actually portray the reality based on the evidence that has been presented. Alright, next we move on to the Harper Collins Bible commentary. Okay, the Harper Collins Bible commentary. The articles in the Harper Collins Bible commentary is one of the best articles that I've read in the single volume commentaries of the Bible. Okay? It really gives you a kind of an introduction, the historical background context. Okay, and so the Harper Collins Bible commentary, I found myself flipping through this in many more occasions as compared to the previous two commentaries which I've just mentioned. Okay. So Harper Collins Bible commentary. Next we move on to just a commentary on the New Testament that I have, and this is the Fortress commentary on the Bible. Okay, the Fortress commentary on the Bible. This is the New Testament version. Okay, this is also a very great commentary in a sense that it actually gives you an explanation, an introduction, okay, kind of introduction chapter by chapter, And so it is actually very, very important, very, very nice. It has a lot of headings and subheadings. And so again, this Fortress Bible commentary, the Fortress commentary on the Bible, the New Testament portion, it is pretty much similar to books like, for example, Bart Ehrman's Introduction to the New Testament, or Dale Martin's New Testament History and Literature. All these are introductory books that explain the books of the New Testament and the Bible. And so this is actually leading more towards that. Okay? The only difference is that this is it goes through verse by verse. It goes in a chronological order from chapter 1 all the way to the final chapter. Whereas Introduction to the New Testament doesn't often follow that chronological order. It is mostly more a thematic approach. But this one, I think it is a fantastic commentary. Again, this is also a critical commentary. It doesn't accept the authorship of the Gospels as being what they have been portrayed by the evangelical camp. And so, yeah. Next one, we move on to most probably one of the highly acclaimed single volume Bible commentary, and that is the Oxford Bible Commentary. Okay, this is highly raved and recommended by scholars in all sorts of camp except for the evangelical camp. Now, the Oxford Annotated Bible is a kind of a disappointment, okay? But the Oxford Bible Commentary is definitely one of the best out there. Right, this is Barton and Muddiman, okay, published obviously by Oxford University Press. Right. And so the only comment that I have in this Oxford is that the wordings are very, very small, but you have jam-packed information, okay, and you also obviously you have the articles as well, and also there is an explanation to every single book, okay, and so it is obviously very, very important, a great resource, right? Yeah, so again, the Oxford Bible Commentary. The final one that I'd like to show you is a copy that I've not seen a lot of people actually make videos about or actually speak about, and this is the Ehrman's Commentary on the Bible. The Ehrman's Commentary on the Bible. Okay, published by Ehrman's. Again, this is also a critical commentary. And this is edited by the late James Jimmy Dunn and John W. Rogerson. Okay, both of the editors have already passed away. Now, again, this is also a great biblical commentary. It has a very short portion of the article, okay, a small portion, but the coverage when it comes to the content, okay, it is also very, very outstanding. Okay, and so out of all the single volume Bible commentaries that I've shown you in this video, okay, the one that I would say my favorite is actually Harper Collins. The Harper Collins Bible Commentary, and the reason is because this is a very small book, okay, as compared to the other Bible commentary. All right, that is one of the factors actually. But apart from that, is, for example, in every section, okay, you have kind of, for example, this is introduction to the prophetic books, okay, the Navim, and the discussion that is found in here, even though all the Bible commentaries are straight to the point, but I will find that this is even more straighter to the point. Okay? And the fact that it has headings for all the themes or events that happened in the gospel, okay, and throughout the entire Bible, it's much easier. Because, for example, if you read Matthew 9, it is actually about the call of Matthew. Jesus calls Matthew. Okay, and then 9:14 to 15, you have question about fasting. Right? And so it is much easier for you if you're going through the book of the New Testament and you want to know, right? You can basically just read this, and it is a form of a narrative that you don't actually need to refer to the passages of the Bible, because if you just read the commentary, you actually get an idea as to what the entire book itself is about, right? And for example, if you have not read the Gospel of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and you just read this commentary, you pretty much know what the book is about, okay? Because it has been so carefully headed, and you have headings and subheadings, and so yeah, that is one of the things that I found. The organization, okay, is much better in here as compared to the other Bible commentaries that I've shown you. So for example, let me just open, for example, if I open to Corinthians, okay, I open to Corinthians, you can see that, for example, this chapter, right, it has an extensive coverage all the way here to here, this here to here. Okay? And this is not something that you'll find in the HarperCollins Bible. In HarperCollins, a lot of chapters are mostly around this size, right? A lot of the sections of the commentaries are around this size, and it's much more straighter to the point. Okay, you don't really need to plug through the weeds that much, as compared to, for example, the Jerome biblical commentary. And the Oxford, for example, the Oxford, just show you again. Okay. See, the Oxford is also jam-packed with long discussion. And so there's some wheat that you still need to sift through. And so if you are a beginner, right, it is not really that convenient for you, because you have to actually entertain the discussion that the author painfully put you through, right? Whereas I believe that for a single volume Bible commentary, you don't really need to go through the weeds that much, and you just need to actually write in a language that is much easier to understand, a very simple, clear, and concise language that a lot of people will be able to understand. Okay, so for example, you have here, see, a very short discussion of the section, right? And obviously occasionally you get like very long discussion, for example here and here, right? But it is not as prominent as per the Oxford, the Jerome, okay? And so yeah, so for example, another great example is, you see there's a lot of divisions in here, and so it is much easier for you to actually follow along as a beginner, right? And so, ladies and gentlemen, hope this video provides you some beneficial information. I would definitely recommend you to actually consult these commentaries. You can even, if you are a Protestant, you have to consult the Catholic commentaries as well, right? And if you're a Catholic, you have to consult the Protestant commentaries as well, because there's a lot of knowledge for you to actually attain, right? And if you're a Muslim like me, you might be asking, why are you reading all these commentaries? Well, as Muslims, we also need to know the religion of others, right? So when we engage with them, we are able to put ourselves in their shoes, and we are able to present the evidence that their scholars themselves actually wrote that Jesus is actually not God, and these gospel authors are actually anonymous. Paul do not believe in the Trinity, right? And the Gospel of John is a much later gospel and the least historical of them all. And so these are all works that are written by the creme de la creme of the scholars of the Bible. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you in my next video. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.